Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm John Browne, and today I'm checking out the Orange OR30, which is the big brother of the OR15. So I haven't tried this amp at all, and the only things that I really know about it is that it's got EL84s and it's really loud. And obviously Orange have their British flavour, quite vintage in their sound. And when I mean vintage, I don't mean like there's not much gain on tap. I mean vintage in the overall timbre of the amp. So the controls on this are very simple. It's a one-channel amp. We've got a switch here with a light bulb above it, bright switch. We have a gain control, bass control, mid control, treble control. We have a volume, we have a foot switchable volume, and we have punch, which obviously is some form of depth. It's cool that it's got two volumes on it, because obviously you can then have, like, say, you want to push it for a lead sound, or maybe a louder rhythm sound, or, you know, you want to go to clean and you want it slightly louder. There's many options. It's a good thing about a single channel amp. And on the back, there's a switch for bedroom and headroom, which I like, which obviously cuts the wattage down by how much you want if you're playing at home. And obviously, as I say, Orange amps are notoriously loud. So if you're planning on getting this for your apartment, that switch is going to be very useful to you, unless of course you're using something like a captor. So we're running through a cab in the other room. I believe it's a ZILLA 6x10.
412.
We're running through the 412, which is mic'd up with a 57 and
The OC818.
the OC818. Okay, so yeah, so not the one with the Jay-Z on it. So the reason that I'm asking is we've just filmed a course for Adam, or part of a course, where I'm playing guitar and showing the blending of multiple amps. So obviously check that out when it comes out, and I'll put a link in the description when it's ready. But today I'm playing this guitar. It's a Schecter California Classic. Funnily enough, it's made in Japan, called a California Classic. So here we go. It's a ash body with a maple cap and a quilted maple veneer. It's got the Schecter USA Pasadena pickup in it, the Trem one. I'll probably only stick to the humbucker for this. It's a very nice guitar. It plays and sounds great, and I'm using that in this video. Anyway, so I've got a tube screamer in front right now, but I am going to turn that off in a minute, and I'm going to put all the EQs to noon, as well as the gain, and I'm going to flick that switch to the left and hope that that's off, and turn the punch also to the middle. So here we go. This is what it sounds like with all the controls at noon and a tube screamer in front. That's actually a presence control rather than a depth control. Interesting. I thought that the punch would have been punch, but apparently we've got presence here. And that's a three-way bright switch as well, which is very useful. So it seems that it's like that is neutral and there's a cut and a boost. That's what it sounds like to me. It's very responsive and very tight. And those mids are very, very, very cutty, which is great. Do you mind turning off that tube screamer for me, Adam, if that's all right? And let's see what we get without the tube screamer. I mean, it still sounds great. That's on the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the neck. That's a great sounding clean channel. Well, it's a single channel, but it's a great sounding clean. It's always good when you have a single channel amp that it can do both clean and really good distortion in one channel. It is rarer than you think, honestly. Which means that if I were to say, set this up, can you turn that gate back on for me?
Oh, gee whiz.
Oh yeah, we have to turn the gate back on here. Because it's so noisy.
So much noise.
So.
Really.
Oh yeah, so it is.
That'll be it.
That's what it was. Might have to get the gate off on this actually, even though it's going to be really noisy. So I wanted to see what this amp sounded like with it being cleaned up, because obviously a one-channel amp, if you're not using any pedals, you'll have to use your volume control to control the amount of gain. So that sounds pretty great. It cleans up really, really nicely. The sound is definitely good, and obviously when you've set up your EQ controls and everything like that, you want the clean sound and the distorted sound to sound pretty good when you roll down the volume, and I don't believe that anyone would have a problem with the sound that they're getting out of that if they weren't using pedals. Obviously for me personally, I would boost the front end with a tube screamer or some pedal of that vein. Maybe even something like a Friedman BEOD, and turn that off, and then maybe roll the gain down or the volume control on my guitar down a little bit, so I can have the gain probably somewhere around there, and then if I roll the gain down, Like, the clarity of it is really, really good. You can hear all the notes. Normally, I'm not the biggest fan of EL84 amps, and the reason being is there's not that much headroom when it comes to the lower notes. But I am surprised to say that this amp sounds great with the 84s. As you can hear, it can really handle the dirt. And it's super tight, super forward sound. The mid-range isn't disgusting. It's really pleasant to listen to. It's got, as I say, that British sound that you know, we've learned to love with brands like Laney, Marshall, and Origin, obviously Matt amp as well. Like that EL34, EL84 thing definitely has a particular sound to it. The sound of Britain, much like we associate 6L6s with the sound of the American sound, or the Browne sound. Named after me. It's really nice, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so this is the OR30. It does sound great. It's really, really loud. So just as a forewarning, obviously use the bedroom switch if you are going to be using this in an apartment, or you don't want to piss off your wife or your kids or something like that. Then obviously make sure you're using that switch. But a great sounding amp, very, very versatile sounding channel that can be, you can turn down the volume of your guitar to clean it up in a really nice way. It takes the pedal very, very well. And I was a huge fan of the Rockaverb, so it definitely leans towards that sort of direction in terms of its sound, but it's super, super tight. I actually think it might be tighter than the Rockaverb in terms of its response. It's very, very quick and very fun to play. And you know how I am about fast amps versus slow amps, and I talk about this, why I love the sound of a 5150 when someone else plays it, and I personally despise how it feels. And but I've learned to love it because it sounds so good. But this amp sounds great, really fast, really responsive, really dynamic, everything that you want in an amp. So check out the OR30 by Orange Amplification, and thank you very much to Adam Steele for letting me invade his studio for this video, and most importantly invade this amp from him for this video, and his mics and his cabs and his cameras and everything really. Let me know what you think of the tone in the comments. Links below to go and check out the OR30. Let me know what you think of the tone in the comments. Obviously, links in the description to go and purchase this amp. At the time of filming this video, we actually weren't given a street price for this amp. The OR15 retails for around 500 English pounds, so if we had to guess, it's probably going to be somewhere between 800 and 1,000. But that's obviously just a guess, so I might take this bit out, who knows. But if it's in, then and my prediction is wrong, then I am sorry, and you can slate me in the comments about that all you want. But again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.